down! Get down on the floor now! Your hands behind your back now!
Here at the Fake Britain House, we'll reveal the fakes that are flooding the market, conning people like you and me, and making money for the criminals. We'll investigate the fraudsters who are selling us something that isn't real and could be dangerous. And we'll help you avoid falling for a fake. Today on Fake Britain, fake toys that could leave children with lethal battery burns.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody else. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. It is a mum's worst nightmare.
Fake postage stamps being sold on our high streets.
We have reports from London, Manchester, Birmingham, Norwich, all over the place.
Fake celebrity lip gloss that takes the shine and the skin off your lips.
It could cause real serious harm to the heart's muscles, nervous system. A real danger.
And the £400 fake trainers that are walking away with our cash.
I was stuck there with a lot of money down. There were some shoes that were worth nothing, completely counterfeited.
Toys that play music, flash lights, interact, whir, bleep, talk or drive around are often the ones that fly fastest off the shelves of the toy shop. A lot of them are powered by one of these. It's called a button battery. It's small and powerful, but if it's being used in a fake toy, it can be highly dangerous to children. Fake Britain has been investigating.
Ready? Go.
Cheryl Bell and her young daughter Casey were looking forward to a fun morning out in the local park when Casey started to feel unwell.
It was any normal day. My 2-year-old Casey all of a sudden felt ill.
Cheryl rushed Casey to hospital where she underwent a number of tests, including x-rays, which revealed that Casey had swallowed a button battery.
When the x-rays come back, the battery actually was lodged in Casey's esophagus.
Once swallowed, button batteries can cause life-threatening internal burns. Casey's condition was starting to get critical.
At this point, she only vomited twice, and then when it actually come to the third vomit with blood clots, that's when they decided that they was going to do open surgery. There was risks. There was a 30 to 40% she wouldn't live.
After a 6.5-hour operation, thankfully Casey pulled through. But internal burns caused by the battery have left some irreparable damage. She now has trouble eating and drinking and is still having regular operations on her windpipe.
Come on then. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and it does, and it's heartbreaking, and you just go numb. You just don't know what to do with yourself. It puts me into tears. Obviously, it does break my heart because there's a lot of things that Casey can't do that her brother and sister can. So I am overprotected with Casey, and it has sent my anxiety through the roof.
Ready? Steady, go.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody else. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. It is a mum's worst nightmare.
But as we're about to reveal, sadly, this is exactly what could happen to children if you buy some of the fake toys being sold on Britain's high streets. Essex Trading Standards officer Jenny Vehan recently unearthed this terrifying trend when she carried out an investigation into fake battery-powered toys.
I was concerned that there were toys that were being sold with fake CE marks throughout Essex. I was looking specifically for toys that had accessible batteries. I was particularly concerned initially by the button batteries.
But Jenny was about to make a worrying find.
We had no idea that there would be so many fake CE mark toys out there.
In order to demonstrate the tests Jenny carried out, today she's headed down to a reputable toy shop to have a look at the battery-operated toys aimed at the under-3s market, like this toy car.
I would look at the car, I would check to see there's a CE mark here, I would check to see if there were batteries, and then I'd actually look at the toy itself. Again, the toy needs to have a CE mark on it, which it does have, and it also has the name and address of the manufacturer, which again it needs to have.
Jenny was particularly concerned about whether the batteries that powered the toys were accessible.
I can't get into that battery compartment without a screwdriver. So I would say that CE mark is a genuine CE mark and that this is a genuinely safe toy.
These toys are all 100% genuine, But Jenny has brought with her some of the toys she discovered in other shops across Essex that were both fake and extremely dangerous.
This is a tea light holder. It's for young girls really to decorate a tea light. There's lots of lovely things that girls like to decorate things with. It's got lovely glittery stickers and it's got some nice glitter to put on it as well. You've got the CE mark on this toy, you've got the manufacturer's details on there, and you've actually also got a batch number. So I would personally think that this was a suitable toy for a child to actually be purchasing and would be absolutely safe.
On closer inspection, Jenny discovered the toy was a dangerous fake.
We found that this CE mark was a fake CE mark because it wasn't actually safe for the age group that it was actually designed for. And the reason being, if I open this up, we actually have here, the actual holder here, with the actual decorations in it. But you've also got the tea light, and actually, as you can see from the tea light holder, that battery is easily accessible.
As we saw earlier with Casey, when young children get access to button batteries, it can have life-changing consequences. In Leicestershire, Dr. Rachel Rowlands, who works in the emergency department, is seeing at least one child a week who, like Casey, has swallowed a button battery.
Button batteries are small, they're shiny, they're cold, and actually when you put them on the tongue, because of the electricity they produce, it actually feels like it's fizzing on your tongue. So they just think that they're sweets, and that's why they tend to do it.
And when this happens, disaster strikes.
As soon as it touches a wet surface, it produces electricity, and when that hits tissue, that causes a chemical reaction which makes caustic soda effectively, and that's what causes the burning that we see in children's emergency departments.
This simple test shows just how quickly the batteries can burn. The ham here represents a child's throat, and the water imitates saliva. In less than 10 minutes, the batteries have started to fizz and burn the surface of the ham. In less than an hour, the meat is visibly singed and distressed. If this was a child's throat, the damage could be irreversible.
The problem is that if your child swallows one and you don't know about it, it only takes a few hours for the damage to happen. And if the child comes to us at the time when they're vomiting blood, it may be too late for us to do anything.
But it's not just button batteries that pose a huge danger to young children. Double or AAA batteries are a choking hazard. Today, Jenny has brought along 2 fake toys that she discovered as part of her investigation. Now, they're absolutely nothing to do with this chain of shops here, but worryingly, they were bought in 2 different shops in the county of Essex.
At first glance, the CE marks looked genuine and not a fake.
But when she checked the battery compartment was secure, it revealed it was another dangerous fake.
There's no screw here in the battery compartment, so it was easy just for anyone to open that up, and there you are, access to the battery, easy to get out. Also easy to get to these wires, which also could be a choking hazard as well.
And a different car, but the same dangerous death trap.
Again, it's got a fake CE mark on it, and if you actually open it up to have a look at it, it's a battery operated toy. Again, there's no screw there. In fact, actually the whole clip thing, and this one's actually quite easy. Little one to get in, again, and get hold of those batteries.
For manager Dan Chiswick at this reputable toy store, learning that other toy shops have been selling dangerous fake toys doesn't come as welcome news.
It's very important for parents and aunties and uncles to come into any toy shop to pick up a toy and to know that it's safe. So it's very worrying to find out that toys are being sold on the high street in the UK with fake CE marks on them. For toys to have them on there and not be safe and have compartments that they're easily got into with small choking hazards is a worry.
For Dr. Rowlands, it's the ease at which the button batteries can be swallowed that's the biggest concern.
I think it is not acceptable to be producing toys with battery compartments that children can get into, because children will die if they get hold of these batteries. And the problem is that if your child swallows one and you don't know about it, it only takes a few hours for the damage to happen.
Following her investigation, Jenny tracked down the 3 ranges of dangerous fake toys she discovered, and they've now been removed from the marketplace.
They've all been taken off sale, which is usually the most effective way of dealing with unsafe toys. Rather than taking a long time to do a prosecution, it's much quicker to get something off sale immediately and remove the actual harm.
With 3 out of the 10 toys Jenny purchased turning out to be both fake and extremely dangerous, she's urging anyone buying battery-operated toys to be extra vigilant.
They were all bought in shops, so I would just urge parents to actually look carefully. Even though toys are marked, CE marked, they look on the face of it absolutely safe. It doesn't take parents very long to have just a quick check themselves, just to be absolutely sure these toys are safe, they can't get a hold of the batteries or any other small parts that really would not be suitable for small children.
This is one of the most successful makeup brands on the market. It was launched by reality TV star Kylie Jenner, and it's available online at hundreds of retail sites. But in fact, it can only be bought new from Jenner's own website. All the rest are more than likely offering a fake product. And as we have discovered, the fake version is highly dangerous.
That's it, that's cool.
The trend for celebrities to bring out their own product ranges has never been more popular. They're selling everything from linens to lingerie, and we Brits can't get our hands on the stuff fast enough. This is Kylie Jenner, an American reality TV star pictured here in one of her glossy TV ads. She's one of the latest celebs to bring out her own range of makeup. It's Kylie lip gloss and lip liner, and enables her fans to imitate her signature look. But now it's Kylie's products that, as well as her look, are being copied. This woman from Australia found out just how dangerous the fakes can be, as she suffered severe burning to her lips after applying fake Kylie Jenner lippy. The problem is so bad that the celeb herself has taken to social media to warn users about the fakes.
It might look exactly like mine, but it's not. It's fake and dangerous. They said it has glue in it. Glue in it, people!
But as Fake Britain is about to reveal, the fake Kylie Jenner lip gloss that's hit the streets of Britain could give you a lot more than burnt lips. In mid-Wales, leading the fight against the fakes is Powys Trading Standards Manager Clive Jones. He's investigating the sale of fake Kylie Jenner lip gloss and discovered most Brits are unwittingly buying the fake stuff through the social media site Facebook.
Well, a simple search on the Kylie Jenner brand has actually demonstrated an array of sellers.
Clive's search may have just revealed tens, if not hundreds of sellers advertising this lip gloss. As no sellers in the UK are licensed to supply this product, Clive suspects every single one of these Kylie Jenner products is fake.
It's a great concern really to us and all professionals around the UK to investigate these issues, to share intelligence and to find who are the people behind it.
However, the fraudsters are duping thousands of Brits into thinking the lippy is genuine.
One tactic is clearly to use genuine library photos of original products, you know, again, which is part of the con. You know, there's fakery involved in the actual pictures.
Clive has seen enough. It's just gone 7 AM and his team are about to carry out a series of raids on properties where Clive suspects people are selling the potentially dangerous iffy lippy.
Most of it's been confirmed as counterfeit through either test purchase or pictures on Facebook. It's quite nice Facebook in that regard.
The teams are targeting a number of residential properties they suspect are being used to sell counterfeit cosmetics. And there's a lot riding on today's operation.
With the fake products, you don't know what's in there. There's every chance that they've not been tested in any way to see that they're safe to use, so they are a particular concern.
The teams are hitting a number of properties simultaneously.
Where are we going, up there? Oh, we've walked up here. Up here, Dad.
Okay, so we're just approaching the property that we have a warrant for.
All right. This one.
We'll see what happens. Okay, straight away the lady's admitted that she's been selling fake goods and that she has some in the house. So I've just got to get some evidence bags and we'll go in and sort out what's what in there.
And the goods they suspect are fake are seized and taken back to Trading Standards for a closer inspection. In one of the bags, Clive has made an interesting find.
What we found was the Kylie makeup box, which includes a lip gloss and an eyeliner
But worryingly, to the untrained eye, they look genuine. They've got the boxes with the fancy Kylie Jenner logos, the detailed artwork on the bottle, and even the signature from the celebrity herself. But what really concerns Clive is what's inside the tube. Today, Peter May at Kent Scientific Services is going to run a number of tests on the lip gloss.
Lipstick sample has been sent in from Paris as a suspected counterfeit. So we're going to run that through the process as well and see if they're correct.
From past experience, Clive is concerned it may contain toxic metals such as lead. So that's what Peter is going to test for. He heats the lip gloss to 450 degrees centigrade before separating each individual element. Once the lab results are in, to Peter's horror, the levels of lead in this lip gloss are off the scale.
The Paris sample of the lipstick has quite a large amount of lead in it, 1,200 milligrams per kilogram, which is, let's just say, on the high side.
That's an understatement. Lead is a highly toxic metal. Overexposure can prove fatal, so you certainly don't want to be putting it on your lips. This fake Kylie Jenner lip gloss is almost 120 times over the legal limit for lead, so it's a major concern for Clive at Trading Standards.
It just demonstrates the danger in the fakes that are on sale. If this product we put on the lips is ingested into the system, which it would be, it could harm organs, hearts, muscles, nervous system. A real danger.
But Kylie Jenner lip gloss isn't the only celebrity product to be counterfeited. Later we meet a young lad who lost over £400 on a pair of fake Kanye West trainers.
You open them and you kind of think, these are off. Like, I could tell the box was messed up. I was like, these aren't real. These are fake.
Emails and texts may have dramatically changed the way that we communicate, but tens of millions of letters are still being sent every day, and an awful lot of them have one of these stuck on them, the good old-fashioned stamp. But there's a very good chance any letter with one of these on is going nowhere, because these stamps are fake. We bought them in a high street shop, and they're being sold all over Britain. Yes, the humble postman is still here and arriving at our doors to deliver the whopping 70 million letters sent each day. Now, as we all know, before you pop a letter in the post box, you need to stick on a stamp, which can be purchased from a variety of high street shops and newsagents. And of course, it is the 21st century. They can be bought online as well. However, there's talk amongst the stamp fraternity that fake stamps have flooded the market.
The growth of the internet has meant that it is much easier to peddle these forgeries without being caught, and pretty much, unless you're buying your stamps from the Royal Mail site, it seems very likely that they are going to be forged.
Today, we've headed down to a stamp fair in Surrey. Collector and dealer Frank knows a lot about fake stamps and reveals they're actually collectible.
There are collectors who actually want these. They're trying to get the full set, if that's possible.
Frank has picked up fakes over the years and now has quite a collection.
There we are. They are forged £1 stamps in sheets. I haven't got a complete sheet, but these were bought in a local shop. These are unusual, because these are an old forgery. These are the old gold stamps that we had years ago. These are something you haven't seen. These are first large class forgery in sheets.
However, according to stamp expert Melvin Philpott, it's now not only rare fake stamps being sold at fairs, but the fakes are being sold all over Britain.
As far as counterfeit stamps are concerned, they are getting to be quite an important problem for Royal Mail. They seem to be appearing everywhere, all over the country. We have reports from London, Manchester, Birmingham, Norwich, all over the place.
And to make matters worse, spotting the fakes isn't easy.
The ones that are coming out now are extremely sophisticated, and it's difficult for the layperson to detect whether it's a real or a counterfeit stamp.
It's true, we may all have come into contact with these fakes. So without a second to waste, the Fake Britain team put the theory to the test. we started looking into postage stamps sold online, and after a couple of basic searches, we'd located a number of sellers offering stamps at suspiciously low prices. First-class stamps retail at 65p each, a price set by the Royal Mail. But interestingly, we found them being sold online for as little as 49p per stamp. And of course, they're sold as being 100% genuine and above board. We purchased 3 books of 12 first-class stamps we suspected were fake, paying 49p a stamp. That's almost 2/3 of the official price. Stamp collector and retailer Hugh Jeffreys at world-renowned stamp seller Stanley Gibbons handles hundreds of genuine stamps each week, and he's agreed to cast his keen eye over our suspect stamps.
Looks at first sight to be totally genuine. It's got the self-adhesive, it's got the special perforation at the side, it's got the cuts in the design, the overall Royal Mail imprint on the stamp.
The size and colour also seem legitimate, even down to the finer detail.
Look with the magnifier as well. It even has the printer's cylinder number, which shows that it was printed from cylinder 7 from Walsall printers.
So to the naked eye, the stamps look genuine, but there's one more check Hugh needs to do which may flush out the fakes. Since the late 1950s, British stamps have been printed with something called a phosphorescent strip, which is used to aid the automatic sorting of post.
The light shines on the stamp and it shows which way round the envelope should be for postmarking. And it can also differentiate between first-class post and second-class post to show that the first-class post should be hurried through more quickly.
Now Hugh has it on good authority that on the fakes, these phosphorescent strips don't work. To put the theory to the test, Hugh needs to use an ultraviolet light and will compare a genuine stamp against the suspected fake stamps we bought.
On the genuine stamps, I would expect to see a phosphorescent afterglow once the ultraviolet light is switched off. If they're forged stamps, I suspect there will not be any afterglow. Right, so that's what we expect. Let's see if it works.
On the stamps we know are 100% genuine, there is an afterglow. But now, what about the stamps we suspect could be fake?
There is no afterglow.
No afterglow means they're officially fake. And when compared side by side with the genuine on the left and the fake on the right, the difference is clear.
I think they're stunningly sophisticated. If I bought these to stick on letters, I would have no qualms about thinking that I didn't have a genuine stamp that I was using.
Royal Mail is aware of the issue of fake stamps being sold online and advise it's the price that's the giveaway with the fakes.
The public should be aware that if they're being offered stamps at quite a discount below the retail price, it's more than likely that they are counterfeit, and they should report those instances to Royal Mail customer services.
But what happens if you use a fake stamp?
If we detect a counterfeit stamp on an item of mail, we will withdraw that item from the mail system. We'll investigate to try and find the sender and to understand the source. And also that item of mail may not actually go to the recipient, so that needs to be borne in mind.
However, fake postage stamps designed to rip off both hard-working Brits and the Royal Mail may have made their way onto the high streets. Following a tip-off, we took to the streets of London and purchased 3 books of 12 first-class stamps from 3 different news agents where we were told fake stamps could be bought. We paid the full recommended retail price for each book, which worked out at 65p per stamp. In our small sample of 3 booklets of stamps, 2 of them turned out to be fake.
As far as the general public is concerned, I'm sure they have no idea. They go into their corner shop, they buy a booklet of stamps, they believe them to be genuine. Obviously, it's that they're being produced by criminals and, we don't want to be supporting them, do we?
We certainly don't, and neither does the Royal Mail. 4 years ago, over 1 million fake stamps bound for Britain were seized in Istanbul in Turkey, showing the scale of the fakery.
The Royal Mail takes the subject of counterfeit stamps very seriously. We conduct checks of online retailers to assess the scale and to actually find any suspicious items which will then be investigated. And we also conduct spot checks of the stock of retailers, physical retailers in stores. And if we do find counterfeit items, then, of course, if there's evidence, we will follow up with prosecutions.
One such prosecution was in Slough, southeast England, where this man, 36-year-old Krista Chinapa, was caught trying to import £17,000 worth of stamps into Britain from Hong Kong.
We intercepted 4,500 fake stamp books. The person who had these books was successfully prosecuted. Their computer and their phone were seized and investigated, and further evidence was found. And that person had a 2-year jail sentence. But it's very important that the public, if they see any suspicious stamps, do contact Royal Mail Customer Services so we can examine these stamps and find the source of them.
Earlier, we saw how fake Kylie Jenner lip gloss had flooded into the UK. But that's not the only celebrity product to be targeted by the fakers. It's 11 a.m. in London's Heathrow Airport, and Border Force officers are gearing up for a busy day. A number of consignments containing what they suspect are counterfeit clothes have just arrived from China. Amongst the hoard are a popular brand of trainers called Yeezys, a footwear range brought out by American musician and fashion designer Kanye West.
Got some Kanye West Adidas trainers, and they retail it quite a lot, so they're like a current trend. Things do go in trends.
And these trainers are certainly on trend with the counterfeiters, as they're now the most widely fake trainers on sale. Luckily, Border Force seized these fakes before they hit the streets of Britain.
Once products get on the market, it can be really hard to identify, and sometimes it's too late.
Trainer expert Edis Salih knows all about celebrity products, and the craze for these Yeezy trainers is off the scale.
Yeezy, Y-E-E-Z-Y, is it's a nickname for the artist Kanye West. His line of shoes is also called Yeezy, and they're just massively popular because of how limited they are. Kanye West is seen as one of the most influential people in music and in fashion, and he has a lot of followers, so anything he releases pretty much turns to gold.
And you need plenty of gold to buy them too. They retail at £149.99 a pair, and they sell out within minutes. 100 pairs of the latest Yeezy trainers are going on sale in Nottingham, and people have camped outside a shop hoping to bag themselves a pair.
Right, I've been here for 4 days. I've come from London, I've got the trainer this morning, and we're just here to get the Yeezys, hopefully.
But wait for it. Because there is such a limited number of trainers produced and demand is so high, people regularly pay between £400 and £600 for new, unworn pairs sold second-hand. As the shop opens in Nottingham, this lucky camper bought himself one of the 100 pairs on sale.
There's quite a lot of fakes in the country, but obviously you can tell what's real and what's fake with these, to be honest. And I've clearly got a real pair.
So this is a legitimate pair, authentic pair. Has a slide-out box. It's got paper in there, and that's a legit shoe. This particular pair is now on about 600 in this size, which is a men's UK 7.
And even at that price, they're not short of buyers. However, a high demand for these designer trainers has seen unscrupulous online sellers cashing in on this lucrative market by selling worthless fake Yeezys, making eye-watering sums of money in the process. And Edis is concerned by the number of people being ripped off by the counterfeits.
I'd say it's probably one of the most faked shoes on the market. So yeah, I can imagine they'd be pretty devastated if they bought a fake.
In Surrey, 18-year-old Marcus McLean is a fan of fancy footwear and has been longing for a pair of Yeezys since they first came onto the scene in 2015.
Well, it kind of first started when the first one came out, the 750 Greys, OG ones. And they were the first shoe that for me I saw them and I was like, those are nice. I want those.
Despite the hefty price tag, Marcus saved up £150, just enough to snap up his dream sneakers. But every time a new line of Yeezy trainers was released, they sold out before he got a chance to buy a pair.
I just wanted them so bad, so I thought I'm just going to pay resale for these.
The resale value for a new, unworn pair of the trainers Marcus wanted was between £400 and £500.
And you're going to be looking to pay a premium price tag for them, at least double, sometimes triple, which is painful, but if you really want, that's most of the time what you're going to have to do.
So Marcus got a summer job working as a labourer, and by the end of the holidays he had saved up enough to buy a pair of Yeezys, so began looking online.
So I saw a pair my size, UK 10, for a normal price in that range. Wasn't too cheap to think this is fake. Wasn't too good to be true. So I got them.
The trainers cost Marcus £440. He was wary of buying fakes, so even went to the trouble of getting the photos from the advert scrutinised to confirm their authenticity before he splashed his cash. But when the trainers arrived, it wasn't good news.
The label tag on the front of them didn't look like the ones I see in other photos. I opened them up and I could kind of tell quite easily they weren't real.
The fakes Marcus had tried so hard to avoid were now staring him in the face.
And you open them and you kind of think, these are off. Like, you could tell, I could tell the box was messed up. I was like, these aren't real. These are fake. And I was stuck there with a lot of money down, with some shoes that were worth nothing, completely counterfeited.
Marcus rechecked the photos in the advert and compared them to the shoes that had arrived.
He hadn't used the same shoes as he's used in the photos. In the photos, he actually had an authentic pair because I sent the photos into a Facebook group to get them legit checked.
Marcus contacted the seller in an attempt to get his money back, but to no avail. And unfortunately, he paid using a method that gave him no buyer protection. Not only was he £440 out of pocket, but instead of the trainers he so desperately wanted, he had a worthless fake pair.
I just wanted them. I wanted to know what it was like to have a pair of Yeezys. Everyone else seemed to have them, so I thought, why can't I have them? So I worked and it just didn't pull off. Didn't happen for me.
Eddie's believes those selling the fakes are cashing in on people's desperation.
I think it's because they're just so popular, like people want them, and you get a lot of people frustrated because they can't get them because of how hard they are to get. So I think the people that make these fakes know that, and that's why they sell quite a lot of fakes, because people are just so desperate to get their hands on them.
And unfortunately, Marcus is not alone. Eddie's runs a website for the fashion community and is inundated with stories from buyers duped into buying counterfeits, often for large sums of money.
We see 50 to 100 fakes a day on our online communities. It's very, very difficult to tell fakes. Even for some of us that are really, educated in this thing, it's still very, very hard to tell.
So how do you know if you've got a fake pair? Well, there are two main giveaways. The first being the box.
So this one is the real box, and this one is the non-authentic fake box. You can see there's slight differences in the labels.
The label on the genuine box displays the US size in small font, but on the fakes, the US size is in a much larger font. And once the fakes are out of the box,
non-authentic fake pair.
There's a subtle difference when compared to the genuine trainers.
The pattern here is coming into the middle. This one is curving away from the middle. It's quite hard to tell, but the small things can give it away.
This footage was taken inside a Chinese factory where the fake Yeezy trainers are made. And the money criminals are earning from operations like this is staggering. The working conditions inside counterfeiting factories are often extremely unsavoury. Using child labour forced to operate machines for 12 hours a day with just 1 or maybe 2 days off a month, if they're lucky. It's horror stories like this that motivate Border Force to confiscate as many counterfeits as they can.
We've got the EU database, COPIS, which is shared throughout Europe so that any current trends are passed around, so we know exactly what the French are seizing. They can show us features that can identify whether things are fakes.
This haul of suspect sneakers was seized by Border Force. They were confirmed as counterfeit and were later destroyed. Unfortunately, the fake pair Marcus bought made its way through, and the seller had used fake photos to dupe him into parting with his money. But some sellers are going to even greater lengths to fool unsuspecting buyers into paying cash for the counterfeits. This pair belongs to Marcus's friend. He bought them online for £400 and they're counterfeit. But the trainers aren't the only thing in the box that's fake.
It came with a receipt from Foot Locker, a full-on, retail price tag, $200, Adidas Easy Boost, $350, customer receipt copy, a real deal.
But the receipt is fake.
Firstly, it's used with real paper, receipts aren't used with real paper.
But that's not the only giveaway that it's a fake.
One of the ways you can tell is that the cashier is usually always Selena or Carlos. A lot of these fake companies are always using the same cashier. Got a Foot Locker receipt, and they'll usually say Selena or Carlos. So that's another way you can tell. And the seller may well still be out there selling the shoes now.
Earlier, we saw Trading Standards uncover the shocking truth about dangerous fake toys with accessible button batteries.
Children can swallow these batteries, they can sit in the stomach, and we don't even know about it until it's too late.
But unfortunately, they're not the only fake toys out there designed to rip us off. Blackpool may be famous for candy floss, carousels and seaside amusements. But today, it's making waves for a different reason. Blackpool Trading Standards officer Tim Coughlin is attending Crown Court. It's crunch time in a case of fake toys that Tim's worked on for over 2.5 years, involving some extremely sophisticated fakery. And it's on an eye-watering scale.
It's a monumental fake goods case, and it's certainly the biggest we've ever dealt with, and could well be one of the biggest fake toy importation rackets there's ever been.
In 2015, Blackpool Trading Standards received a tip-off about a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy. Today, Tim's come down to the Trading Standards locker to examine a product they suspected was fake.
This is essentially where the whole thing started from. These are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's each of the different characters: Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, etc.
And on first glance, this one looks like a genuine product.
The packaging is made to look like the legitimate packaging. If we open up the toy, it's packaged up as an original would be. To touch the figure, it feels exactly like the original, genuine item. It's packaged properly, the plastic is relatively good quality, the limbs all move as the legitimate item would.
But when the turtle toys were sent to the genuine manufacturer for analysis, Tim was about to find out this wasn't the case.
They're all fake, and these are just the samples that have been brought here. There's no way a child would be able to tell the difference. There's no way your average member of the public would be able to tell the difference.
The team had no idea of the scale of this fakery, but they knew that to stand a chance of cracking this case, they had to follow the paper trail further up the supply chain. Their inquiries led them to this man, Jonathan Kahn, the director of a company called Amazing Savings Limited, which supplied the shop selling the fakes. But nothing could prepare them for the size of this operation. Trading Standards shot this footage, which shows the sheer scale of the haul, which amounted to a whopping 270,000 fake toys. And Tim knows there could be more.
That isn't all of them by any stretch of the imagination. There will be a number that were already being sold and are in circulation or in people's homes, and we don't know how many others were imported into the country as well. It's an absolutely massive haul. It's probably the largest haul that certainly we've ever seized, and we believe that nationally it's the largest haul of fake toys.
And it wasn't just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys that were being faked.
There's a raft of other things. There's other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's Spider-Man Triple Attack. They come in all sorts of different shapes, sizes. Some of them have got vehicles with them, some of them have got swords with them. It's a vast, wide range, effectively, of different styles of toys.
Mr. Kahn had gone to extraordinary lengths to pass off almost 1/3 of these fakes as the genuine products.
If we look on the bottom, you can actually see a fake CE mark bearing these importers' details, Jabón y Olor, if you'll pardon my Spanish pronunciation, which is a company in Almeria, Spain.
Under European toy safety regulations, toys must bear the details of the importer. But Tim and his team uncovered something interesting about the Spanish company on these labels.
It doesn't exist. It's totally fake, just like the toys.
These fake import labels from a bogus Spanish company, which would fool any buyer into thinking they were genuine, were actually commissioned by Mr. Kahn and then stuck onto the fake toys in a factory in Oldham, not Almira.
The whole investigation shocked us with its complexity right from the start to the finish. This is organised criminality in effect. You know, let's not be under any misapprehension here.
But Mr. Khan's days of selling fake toys were numbered. He was found guilty of 17 counts of trademark offences, along with 17 against his company. He was given a 2-year custodial prison sentence, suspended for 2 years and ordered to do 300 hours of unpaid work.
Sends out a very clear message to counterfeiters. It is a crime, it's a criminal offence, and you can go to jail as a result of it. Any reoffending, and you will do.
That's all from Fake Britain. Goodbye.
Get on! Get on! The floor now! Your hands behind your back now!
Here at the Fake Britain House, we'll reveal the fakes that are flooding the market, conning people like you and me, and making money for the criminals. We'll investigate the fraudsters who are selling us something that isn't real and could be dangerous, and will help you avoid falling for a fake. Today on Fake Britain, fake toys that could leave children with lethal battery burns.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody else. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. It is a mum's worst nightmare.
Fake postage stamps being sold on our high streets.
We have reports from London, Manchester, Birmingham, Norwich, all over the place.
Fake celebrity lip gloss that takes the shine and the skin off your lips.
It could cause real serious harm to the heart's muscles, nervous system. A real danger.
And the £400 fake trainers that are walking away with our cash.
I was stuck there with a lot of money down over some shoes that were worth nothing, completely counterfeited.
Toys that play music, flash lights, interact, whir, bleep, talk or drive around are often the ones that fly fastest off the shelves of the toy shop. A lot of them are powered by one of these. It's called a button battery. It's small and powerful, but if it's being used in a fake toy, it can be highly dangerous to children. Fake Britain has been investigating.
Ready? Go.
Cheryl Bell and her young daughter Casey were looking forward to a fun morning out in the local park when Casey started to feel unwell.
It was any normal day. My 2-year-old Casey all of a sudden felt ill.
Cheryl rushed Casey to hospital where she underwent a number of tests, including x-rays, which revealed that Casey had swallowed a button battery.
When the x-rays come back, the battery actually was lodged in Casey's esophagus.
Once swallowed, button batteries can cause life-threatening internal burns. Casey's condition was starting to get critical.
At this point, she only vomited twice, and then when it actually come to the third vomit with blood clots, that's when they decided that they was going to do open surgery. There was risks. There was a 30 to 40% she wouldn't live.
After a 6.5-hour operation, thankfully Casey pulled through. But internal burns caused by the battery have left some irreparable damage. She now has trouble eating and drinking and is still having regular operations on her windpipe.
Come on then. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and it does, and it's heartbreaking, and you just go numb. You just don't know what to do with yourself. It puts me into tears. Obviously, it does break my heart because there's a lot of things that Casey can't do that her brother and sister can. So I am overprotected with Casey, and it has sent my anxiety through the roof.
Ready? Steady, go.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody else. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. It is a mum's worst nightmare.
But as we're about to reveal, sadly, this is exactly what could happen to children if you buy some of the fake toys being sold on Britain's high streets. Essex Trading Standards Officer Jenny Vihan recently unearthed this terrifying trend when she carried out an investigation into fake battery-powered toys.
I was concerned that there were toys that were being sold with fake CE marks throughout Essex. I was looking specifically for toys that had accessible batteries. I was particularly concerned initially by the button batteries.
But Jenny was about to make a worrying find.
We had no idea that there would be so many fake CE mark toys out there.
In order to demonstrate the tests Jenny carried out, today she's headed down to a reputable toy shop to have a look at the battery-operated toys aimed at the under-3s market, like this toy car.
I would look at the car, I would check to see there's a CE mark here, I would check to see if there were batteries, and then I'd actually look at the toy itself. Again, the toy needs to have a CE mark on it, which it does have, and it also has the name and address of the manufacturer, which again it needs to have.
Jenny was particularly concerned about whether the batteries that powered the toys were accessible.
I can't get into that battery compartment without a screwdriver, so I would say that CE mark is a genuine CE mark and that this is a genuinely safe toy.
These toys are all 100% genuine, but Jenny has brought with her some of the toys she discovered in other shops across Essex that were both fake and extremely dangerous.
This is a tea light holder. It's for young girls really to decorate a tea light. There's lots of lovely things that girls like to decorate things with. It's got lovely glittery stickers and it's got some nice glitter to put on it as well. You've got the CE mark on this toy, you've got the manufacturer's details on there, and you've actually also got a batch number. So I would personally think that this was a suitable toy for a child to actually be purchasing and would be absolutely safe.
On closer inspection, Jenny discovered the toy was a dangerous fake.
We found that this CE mark was a fake CE mark because it wasn't actually safe for the age group that it was actually designed for. And the reason being, if I open this up, we actually have here, the actual holder here, with the actual decorations in it. But you've also got the tea light. And actually, as you can see from the tea light holder, that battery is easily accessible.
As we saw earlier with Casey, when young children get access to button batteries, it can have life-changing consequences. In Leicestershire, Dr. Rachel Rowlands, who works in the emergency department, is seeing at least one child a week who, like Casey, has swallowed a button battery.
Button batteries are small, they're shiny, they're cold, and actually when you put them on the tongue, because of the electricity they produce, it actually feels like it's fizzing on your tongue. So they just think that they're sweets, and that's why they tend to do it.
And when this happens, disaster strikes.
As soon as it touches a wet surface, it produces electricity, and when that hits tissue, that causes a chemical reaction which makes caustic soda effectively, and that's what causes the burning that we see in children's emergency departments.
This simple test shows just how quickly the batteries can burn. The ham here represents a child's throat, and the water imitates saliva. In less than 10 minutes, the batteries have started to fizz and burn the surface of the ham. In less than an hour, the meat is visibly singed and distressed. If this was a child's throat, the damage could be irreversible.
The problem is that if your child swallows one and you don't know about it, it only takes a few hours for the damage to happen. And if the child comes to us at the time when they're vomiting blood, it may be too late for us to do anything.
But it's not just button batteries that pose a huge danger to young children. Double or AAA batteries are a choking hazard. Today, Jenny has brought along 2 fake toys that she discovered as part of her investigation. Now, they're absolutely nothing to do with this chain of shops here, but worryingly, they were bought in 2 different shops in the county of Essex.
At first glance, the CE marks looked genuine and not a fake.
But when she checked the battery compartment was secure, it revealed it was another dangerous fake.
There's no screw here in the battery compartment, so it was easy just for anyone to